Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with a little bit of this, that, the other, a little bit of happy mail, a little bit of a sneak peek, just the usual stuff. How are all of you? Hope all of you are doing really well and keeping nice and toasty this time of year, which is, shall I say, chilly. It is rather chilly here. Yes, we did have snow the other week. Nothing outrageous or tremendous, relatively easy to get through. How about you in all sorts of parts of the world? How are you faring during this cold winter season? Fortunately for us, we have a secret weapon, yarn. Yes, it keeps us, nice and snuggly wuggly. It keeps us productive, creative, and, it's the perfect opportunity and time of year for us to, I don't want to say show off, but, to present our peers with the work that we painstakingly, put all this time and effort into. And for me, I would say it's a win-win. It's a fabulous thing. Yeah. So let's start off with a little bit of happy mail, and I have a bunch of other things to talk about. So let's do it to it. Yeah. So I have a couple of cards and I have a package. This first card I got a while ago, but I wanted to have, a couple of other things to open on camera. So this one is from a while ago, I admit, but it was not forgotten. This one is from Akiko in Japan, and the name does ring a bell. It's been a while, but the old memory banks still serve me. Speaking of old, yes, I just got another year older this past Monday. Yes, I'm now the big 4-5. Some people say that 40 is the new 20. Take them out back. No, 40 is not the new 20. And I'm sure that some of you would readily say, oh, shut up. I'm old enough to be your mom. You know what? You're entitled to that, but I'm feeling my age here. Let's see. Dear Craig, wishing you have wonderful holidays and may the coming year will be your best. Take care, Akiko. And so there's a little note there. And then we've got a cute little Christmas card. This is adorable. Look at all the Santas. I hope they're getting a nice hot toasty beverage, maybe some chai spice. Love that. Oh, ooh, this is a pop-up one. Let's see what it is together. Oh, that's so cool. That is really cool. It's a sushi merry-go-round. That is so awesome. Now, I don't exactly know what it says up top, but I'm assuming that it's something along the lines of Happy Holidays, Season's Greetings, Merry Christmas. I guess. I don't know. I did actually take a little bit of Japanese, actually, recently. I'll go more into that later. And that is absolutely adorable. Oh, it does say Merry Christmas at the bottom there. That is adorable. I have been into sushi restaurants before, but never one with a little conveyor belt. That is adorable. I love that. Thank you so much. Actually, I did have sushi for my birthday. Yeah. It was the California Roll Deluxe, which was very tasty. Yellowtail. It was yellowtail and scallion and spicy tuna. And vegetable tempura for appetizer. Ooh. I do love me some sushi. I do. Especially the California roll. One of my favorites. Have any of you had sushi? What are your thoughts? Also, I love wasabi. Granted, it cleans out my sinuses like nobody's business. It's better than Sudafed, but you gotta feel the burn. It's good stuff. So thank you very much, Akiko. Much obliged. And then I have another one here. This one is from Amy in Virginia. Let's see, can I get in here? You sealed it and you taped it. You naughty, naughty. Let me get it started with my little skizzers there. Yeah, I tell you, I have been busy, and yet I've still managed to maintain my filming schedule, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, among other things, yes, I have tried to, expand my horizons a bit and try some different languages. I started with French, and then I decided to branch out into German and Spanish and Japanese, all on the app Duolingo. And I rather like it. Let's see, what does this say? You are brave, bold, kind, proud, courageous, fierce, strong, determined, inspiring, and loved. And there's the little Ukraine quality, human rights campaign. Well, sorry. When I see the yellow and the blue, I think of Ukraine, but it's the human rights campaign. Well, thank you. And then on the inside, it says, you can read this on video if you want, but not necessary. It's meant to be a mood boost for you. Sending love. Thank you. Thank you. Dear Craig, you mentioned on Russ's live that you were down off camera. I had noticed less posts from you and was concerned, so hearing that confirmed it. I'm about, whether or not I wanted to go into it. I've been watching you for years on YouTube, but have never reached out by mail. Well, thank you. I appreciate. I want you to know what an amazing person you are and really loved and cared about by your viewers. Keep being you, boo, Amy. And then I got a little Valentine in here too. Happy Valentine's Day to Fiber from Wonder Yarn Artist. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, yeah, this is the first and only Valentine that I got this year. Yeah, I wasn't going to go into it really, and I'm not going to go into any gory details. But yeah, it was about, I want to say late January that I was going out with a guy named Rich, and things were going really, really well for about 4-ish months. And then one fateful night, I got stood up and ghosted at the same time. For those of you that don't know, ghosted is essentially no response to texts or phone calls or anything for no given reason. I still don't know what happened. So who knows? I don't know. Not going to go into any, dramatics, because there really weren't any dramatics. It was kind of anticlimactic. I have no idea. But life goes on, and I carry on, and I'm going to, do a movie quote-ish reference. It was from The Color Purple, when Celie sees Sophia in the general store. If you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. Celie points to Sophia, and then she goes like this. Keep your chin up. And that's what I'm doing. And, well, I am forging ahead, and my solution to most things in life is, when life hits you with adversity or difficulties or obstacles, keep busy. And that is exactly what I've been doing in spades. Oh yes, I have. Not only have I been working on, learning different languages, but also my culinary baking adventures as well. As far as the language, mostly it was French for a long time. And then, yeah, I thought, well, I'm part German, so, perhaps I can sprechen the Deutsch a little bit. And then because I took so much Spanish in high school and in college, I thought maybe I'll, revert back to that a little bit. As far as the Japanese, I think it's fascinating, and it's a beautiful, very, lyrically gorgeous in appearance and so forth. I personally found it to be really, really hard. And for anybody that is taking up the language, more power to you. I kind of fell short, at least for now, because it's not just the spelling, but also it's the characters, the pronunciation, and the sentence structure. I think it's a little over my head, but I'm trying. So yeah, Duolingo, it's free if you don't mind the ads. Me, I paid because I don't like ads. At any rate, let's move on. So I had mentioned a little bit about baking and so forth. Yes, to further try to expand my horizons, and expansion is part of what I'm talking about, expand my horizons and to challenge myself further in the kitchen, I decided to headlong fall into the rabbit hole of sourdough bread. Yes, yes, I have. And oh my goodness, it is a rabbit hole. For any of you have looked online for recipes or tutorials or anything like that, there are a million. They all have completely differing opinions, and they all claim to be the only ones that are correct, naturally. So where do you start, right? Well, I decided I'm just going to follow one and give it a go. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with the wonderful world of sourdough, basically, instead of using little packets of dry, active, or instant yeast, no, you are creating a natural yeast, a natural form of fermentation that is essentially composed of flour and water and naturally occurring yeast on said flour to create a natural yeast, which helps with the fermentation of the dough and the rising and so forth. There's a lot of biochemical reactions that go on. It's way over my head, but it's fascinating nonetheless because it is the oldest form of bread making, involving the dough rising, because the invention of dry active yeast, that's fairly recent. Sourdough, it's been around for hundreds plus years. And so I thought it might be interesting to try. So I tried to create a sourdough starter from scratch. It didn't work. No, it did not work. But I kept at it for about, I want to say 8 days-ish. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try something different. So I did. And I went on to Amazon and I purchased an already active starter. And when I got it, it kind of looked like Elmer's glue. It was a brand called Endless, and I believe they're based in San Francisco. It's like San Francisco style sourdough. And so yeah, it looked like a little container of what looked like Elmer's glue. So I followed the instructions, and you feed it some water and some flour in equal amounts, and you keep at it, and eventually it activates, and there's bubbles and all sorts of things going on. And it worked, and it kept working. The thing about sourdough starter is that if you want to keep it frisky and alive and healthy, you have to feed it more flour and water. And I kept doing that, and I kept doing that, and I kept doing that. And I call okay, everybody in the community, apparently, they name their sourdough starter. So I decided upon the name Edgar Allan Doe. Yeah, I'm cheesy, I know. Or Bredgar Allan Doe, whichever tickles your fancy. Another runner-up was Dorian Gray. Think Oscar Wilde. So little Edgar, he has been very, very prolific indeed. Oh yes, he has. because you feed it and then it expands, and then you take some away, which is called the discard, and then you feed it again, and then it expands again, and you take some away and you feed it again, etc., etc. Right now, he's currently dormant. He's in my fridge. He's taking a rest because I didn't feel like feeding him multiple times a day while I also have to go to work. So right now he is dormant. However, I have made use of the discard, and I've made bread. Yes, I have. In fact, I'm going to post some pictures probably at the end of the video. The first one I did, it was in a loaf pan. It came out so tasty. Oh, I was so pleased with the results. And then the second one I did in a Dutch oven, which is basically, it's a cast iron pot with a lid, and you can stick that in the oven so that the moisture doesn't get lost in the baking process. It's, again, more technical stuff that is a little bit beyond me. Actually, it was the Dutch oven that I got from my mom for my birthday. But she already said, I'm going to be making soup in it. I'm like, okay, well, as long as I get to use it for making bread, it's all good. So then the second one, it looks like a, typical quote unquote artisanal loaf, and I couldn't be happier with the results. It is gorgeous. I want to get creative with the scoring of the bread, using what's called a lamb. Very excited about that. And then I took some of the starter and I made sourdough crackers. Oh, so good. Very robust, very hearty. And it's not just bread. I mean, you can make crackers, you can make flatbreads, you can make pancakes, waffles, muffins, bagels, anything bready you can make with sourdough starter. And so I'm very excited about the prospect. So yes, little Edgar is doing well, and he is thriving and prospering. And yeah, he's sort of like having a little pet, but he is, there's a symbiotic sort of relationship. I feed him, he feeds me, and it's definitely better than sea monkeys or looking at a lava lamp. You actually get something out of the process. So I'm very excited. Have any of you tried sourdough? What have your experiences been like? It's not the easiest thing in the world, and it's also not the hardest thing in the world. It's just something you got to work at. And so far, I would say so far, so good. I'm rather pleased. That's a mouthful. Yes. At any rate, I have a little bit more Happy Mail, and then, as promised, the sneak peek. All right, so next up, I have an envelope from Michelle in Colorado. And let's see. You guys really enforce your envelopes. My goodness. It's like there's the glue of the envelope, and then you guys tape them up all nice and safe and secure. So much so that I can't even get into them. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Can I get in here? I'm working on it. There we go. Kind of. There we are. Okay. Just make sure there's nothing else in here. You never know. Nope. Okay, we're good. All right. What is this? Oh. This is the Loops and Threads Knit Quick Knitting Loom Set. Yeah, this is the instruction book. Don't you need this? Hi, Spider. I just had to write you and thank you for your YouTube video on this product. I'd actually seen it on the shelf at Michael's, went home, stumbled onto your video. Go to step 3. Okay. Oh, yeah, more writing in here. Then went back and bought it. More on my trepidation later. In short, something, if I bought it and had to rely on this for assistance, my wall would surely have a Knit Quick sized dent in it. I can't tell you how many times I tried to learn to knit, took a class, read books, watched videos. I finally just gave up my fantasy of sitting cozily on my couch with a cup of tea and my knitting. I just go to step 4. I just couldn't get much further than that first row if I was lucky. Your video, my friend, is perfect. Oh, thank you. The instructions are clear, the pacing is perfect, and I love the whole we're making a hat, not saving the world vibe. Well, if I ever make a stab at wielding needles again, sorry, couldn't resist, I'd be taking you with me on my journey. Before I go, just a couple of thoughts. Go to step something. Here's the step. Step number 5. Your Instagram is amazing. You're so talented. Actually, I haven't been on Instagram or Facebook, and I can't tell you how long, but thank you. Honestly, there are not enough hours in the day. Honestly, I would rather focus my energies on this channel right here, as opposed to sort of thinning myself out and diluting myself and deluding myself into thinking that I can do everything. I am but a humble spider, and I can only do so much, and sort of remain sane. Let's see. For what it's worth. All right. Well, no, I appreciate it for what it's worth. Any sort of compliments or constructive criticism are more than welcome. As long as it's not like spider bashing, then hey, all good. I'd love it if you did a video tutorial of the Afghan Infinity Loom. I've seen them, and they're huge for one thing. It's sort of like an infinity shape, but it's not connected. It just sort of goes back on itself. So it's like a really, really, really long straight loom, but it's curved so that you don't have like a loom that's like 7 feet long. As tempting as it was, I did see some reviews that it was actually very difficult to use. Excuse me. But I think that loom knitting does have its, its particular advantages, especially if traditional knitting, you find it intimidating or daunting. However, I find that traditional knitting is so much more limitless in what you can do. It's not as restricted to, a set width, and it's more freeing. It's personal opinion, personal tastes. Let's see. I realized that I addressed you as Spider. While it felt right, I guess technically, it should have been Mr. Spider. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. But then we would get into gendering, so now I'm glad I went with Spider. Go to step 6. Okay. So, all that being said, thank you, Michelle. Well, Michelle, you are so very welcome. I hope you don't need this, and I'm so glad that my tutorial was helpful to you. Oddly enough, that video on how to do a loom knit hat is one of my more popular ones. I have gotten requests to do more in the loom knitting tutorial scene. It's not, like I said, it's not my favorite avenue of stitching. I might this upcoming year. Is it the top of my priority list? No, but I might. I don't know. I never say never, I wouldn't even say never to skydiving. I'm just like, not yet. Another thing, like for instance, Tunisian crochet. I enjoy it, but it's not my favorite method of, achieving my goals. Again, to each their own. But thank you very much. And yeah, I know the instruction booklets on those can be a little bit daunting, a little bit frustrating, and that's why I think that YouTube is such a fabulous place for us, because for visual learners, it's a lot easier to see, the how, not just like the start, the beginning, the middle, and the end, but no, you can see the transition, from step to step through a visual medium, and that's why I love doing what I do as far as my tutorials. Anywho, I still have a package, and we still have the sneak peek. I know I keep yammer-yammering, but thank you for the mail. It's much obliged. Thank you. All right, so last but certainly not least, I have a lovely little package here. It says, Happy Valentine's Day, happy mail on camera, okay. This is from Tina in New Hampshire. All right, I just love packages, I do. I'm like a big child, I can't help it. I love packages. Cards, letters, I love them too, but I do love a package. There we go. What do we have here? Got some metallicness going on here. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to read the note first. Dear Craig, Fiber Spider, happy Valentine's Day. Enclosed are some Valentine's Day presents for you that I made. Oh, thank you. Sincerely, Tina, aka T-Ray. I think that's what I'm reading there. P.S. And okay to say second letter at bottom, my name, and share on camera. Okay, gotcha. What do we got here? Ooh, this must have taken you forever. How gorgeous! That is so pretty. Oh, I was holding it wrong. That's so pretty. Oh, wow. See, anybody who does this fine work, I give you all the credit and props out there, because it is such a fine gauge. Now, my mom has done a lot of thread crochet. Honestly, I'm more about the instant gratification, so I use yarn, but this is gorgeous, and this is not all, but absolutely stunning work. My goodness. And then we've got a couple more things in here. My goodness. Oh, this is the tessellated hearts. Love this pattern. Such a nice job. Your stitches are awesome. My goodness. And then we got another one here. What's this? What's this? Oh, it's another tessellated hearts. So pretty. I'm thinking this could be like placemats, actually. And then this could be in the center of the table. And then we have a letter. And we also have, yeah, more of the hearts. They are so pretty. Thank you. Absolutely gorgeous work. You should be proud. Okay, wow, we have got ourselves quite a letter. Yep, part of it says do not read on camera. The other part says do read on camera. Okay, so let me take a look. One moment, please. All right, so I read the back that I wasn't supposed to read on camera. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, Tina. Things are what they are. All right, so Dear Craig Fiber Spider. Yep, I did it again. I made you another mini. As you can see, it's the mini of the Tessellated Hearts Filet Blanket, but I made them into placemats. I thought that that's what they were. See, I'm not completely dense, you know. The pink one is for your mom, and you can choose between the two red ones you like best for you. Yes, two different threads and sizes. I thought that they were a little bit different. You know, like one of them seemed a little bit thinner, the other one did seem a little bit thicker. See, again, I notice things. You know, I'm an observant spider. The heart doily is a centerpiece or a candle mat. So this time I made sure I had plenty of thread, so I didn't make the same mistake I made with the mini spider web I made for you, LOL. You have taught me so much. I've made a lot of your shawls and 3 blankets and made a something or two of your stitch tutorials. I think it's like a shirt or two. You show how to do, and you make it easy. I just wanted to show you my appreciation and thank you for being such a great teacher of the craft of crochet. Well, thank you. It's always delightful to see what other people do, and you know, if I can teach things, you know, coherently, and you know, if I can do what I do in a way that it helps others, mission accomplished. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Sincerely, Tina. And then it says, just give each a spritz of water and smooth with hands to get the fold marks out. Yeah, no problem. Well, I mean, it's cotton, so it is very forgiving to a lot of, you know, folding, wear, tear, and so forth. You know, cotton is a very, very resilient material. That's why it's been used forever. Well, thank you very much. They are gorgeous. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And now, for the moment that some of you have been waiting for with bated breath, I imagine. Yes, a sneak peek. I didn't lie. I am actually going to show you what we are going to be making relatively soon. In fact, this weekend, if I am not mistaken in my fiddling, finagling, and planning. Yes, this weekend. Well, some of you may like this. Some of you are probably thinking, oh god, no, not again. Amigurumi! Yes, we are going to be doing a cute little penguin. I haven't come up with a name for this little guy, but he is precious. He is so adorable. Actually, I started with a different model, actually, and I ended up deciding on doing this cute little nugget of joy for the tutorial. Originally, I decided to make Big Penguin. Yes, it's the Mega Mama. And then I'm like, well, you know, for a tutorial, it might be better, you know, a little pint-sized version. So yes, we are going to be doing a penguin. You know, this one, I do love it. It is very snuggable. This one, I mean, how could you say no to this little face? You just can't say no to this little face. So yes, the tutorial is going to be for the smaller rendition, and it is super duper easy. There are a lot of components to it, but it is very, very, very easy. You know, it's just single crocheting, doing an increase where you're doing 2 single crochets in the same stitch, or decreasing by, you know, doing 2 single crochets together, and then some sewing. It's not that hard, you know. And of course you need a little bit of polyfill stuffing, and you know, it is pretty darn easy. So yes, that is your sneak peek. And I did use Lion Brand's Pound of Love in a bunch of different colors. Now, for those of you that might be concerned, oh no, he's going to be doing a tutorial using black yarn. I already thought ahead on that one. Going to be doing it in gray so that you can actually see my stitches, because I respect, the comments saying, oh, well, you can't see what you're doing. I learned that lesson when I did the kaleidoscope corner to corner. I wanted to use that color for the blanket, and I did get a couple of constructive criticism comments saying, it's great, but we really can't see what you're doing. So yes, I listen. Believe it or not, yes, I do listen. So yes, going to be doing a tutorial of this little guy, and that about wraps it up for today. I want to thank all of you so very much for joining me today for this video of a little happy mail, a little chit-chat vlog, and me talking about this, that, and the other, and of course the sneak peek. And I want to thank all of you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you're having a good one. And yes, you know what to do, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody, and bye for now.